So like I went to put this on, he wants to do that. So, you know, this sort of stuff, it may not seem like it matters, but it matters with absolutely everything. Because when you go put a saddle on him, he's got to be, you know, responsive and learn to stay with us. Yeah, that's a good boy.
He's trying. Yeah, I definitely agree.
Yeah, and that's why, you know, when he gets tense and everything, you know, the instinct is to try to calm him down, but really what you need to do is show him what you want so that he can do the right thing, and then he won't be tense.
Yes, definitely.
You know, he very much wants to be into you, and that's like when I first met you, everything about that. So I start out with grooming them at first and teaching them to not move their feet. And I'm going to try to do almost everything with my body language. Good. Yeah. Good. And it's unfortunate he has that reaction for sure, but it's definitely our job to get rid of that. And the best way to do it is for him to understand so that he doesn't have to react like that. A lot of his reactions are just because he doesn't get it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So we just have to give him rules, even if it means he gets all tense and wired up. I mean, the only way to get past that is for him to understand what it is he's supposed to do. And I've just done this once yesterday, and this is much better. When I got back here, I had to keep putting him back. You know, which, it's all normal. He doesn't know. He doesn't know what he's supposed to do. And that's where we just have to give him clear lines. There you go. Because the one thing about horses is if they know where they stand and what's expected, they generally act pretty darn good. You know, as soon as I started grooming yesterday, he was moving, you know, and he has not got the concept of moving away.
Nope.
At all. So that's why I started here. Because, you know, when we were out in your place in the field, you know, there were options to say no and to get away from it, if that makes sense. So, see, that's coming into me, so I'm gonna push it back over. I don't really care if he tenses up right now, because I know once he understands, I'll just do that and he'll move relaxed.
Okay.
You know, as most horses are, he's not real comfortable with me on his right. He's down, and then I work putting him around me in the stall.
Okay.
To teach him to move his shoulder away on the inside and to come around. And you'll see at the door he'll stall out because there's an option there. So the right he's more uncomfortable, so I'm going to start on the left. That's it. Good. Right. Yeah, he's much more paying attention to me. Yesterday he kept trying to look around, which is common evasion. I don't know what you want. What's over there? You know?
Squirrel.
So, right. Anything. Nothing really. So I'm going to push him a little bit, and then I'm going to catch him. Right. And that's what I mean. He's an interesting, he reacts both ways very quickly. Normally if a horse retracts, that's their deal. They go backward. And he will too. But then he'll try to come through the front. So this is where, it's similar to the start and stop exercise that I just posted. You know, that horse it's the same concept though. He was retracting and going forward, not with the tension that this horse is.
Yeah.
But it's the same exact problem. And once he understands what he's supposed to do, there'll be no reason to be tense. That's it. Good. He's asking questions. He's stopping. He's waiting to see if I'm going to ask him. That's all right. And that's just him not being able to move his shoulder over. You know, everything this horse does is there's two reasons. He either doesn't understand or he's not thinking. The reason I stopped him there was because he tried to come towards me and go around me quickly. I don't want that. I want him to move his shoulder and relax. There you go. Good. And that right there is addressing the outside shoulder. Because that's generally what, good boy, that's generally what they do. If they can't fall in, they fall out.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Excellent. That's good. And even though he was tense in his neck, it's far better than yesterday. Yep. Nice. Good job. That's excellent. Much better than yesterday. This side, he's more defensive. Ah. Good. So yesterday when I first did that, he'd spin back to the right. He's just not comfortable with me being on that side, which is very normal.
Mm-hmm.
They're all led from the left. Good job. And that's where I want it. Good. Oh, what a smart boy. Good. There you go. Good. And even though he jerked his neck up and backed up, he did it, and then he released his jaw. Good. Once he's sure that I'm going to keep saying the same thing,
Mm-hmm.
nice. He'll relax. You won't get that reaction anymore.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to try to keep him going a little bit. Because I have 4 walls. He can't really fall out except for right here. There you go. And this will help us with lunging. You know, when we're out there and
He falls
tries-
in all the time during lunging. He comes right into me, and it's just like,
Right. Or he tries to leave,
mm-hmm.
you know, fall out. So this is addressing the idea that when I push here, that outside shoulder should come around.
Okay.
Yeah. Once, because, you know, falling in is common, but once you address that, they usually fall out.
Yeah.
Over wide. So, good. Same with stopping. Good, because he had the idea yesterday. Now, you know, he was pretty good yesterday, especially considering, compared to the first day. So now we're going to talk to him a little bit about how he should do things. Good. And go a little bit slower. Ah, good. Good. And that's the correction in the hand we talked about
Yep.
yesterday.
Gotcha.
Because if he's coming forward, touching him on the chest is only going to make him barge more. I mean, you might get away with it, but it's not really the solution.
No.
Right. So now that he has that idea, I want to teach him to follow pressure instead of react against it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what there you go. They all tend to do it, but nice. Good. There you go. Good job. Good. One thing you do want to be careful with a horse like him that throws his neck up
Mhm.
is, if you think he's going to, you don't want to have down pressure on him. And on the neck, it won't work, and it'll jerk your shoulder.
So just
You know what I mean?
try
Because
to-
they're so fast, there's no way you're gonna offset that. The only time I'm gonna do that is when I feel like he's responsive and accepting. That's why I didn't do this much yesterday at all.
Okay.
It was just move your feet, pay attention to the boundaries, you know, but he's super smart and he got it really well yesterday. So that's why today I'll add in the next idea. Yeah, good. See, you didn't get hung up in that corner at all today. Nice. Excellent. Excellent. All right, so he wanted to go through the front, but he was very receptive to following what I want. And that
So
was,
when he tries to go through the front like he just did, you just hold your gun out.
I just put a little pressure and pushed him back.
He counter.
If he inverted his neck and came at me, I would abandon that idea and I would go to here.
Okay, you would just push
Or
him back
shank
by
him, I might shank him.
Okay.
But, you know, generally once he's up here, you can
Get
get
that
him,
shoulder.
right, exactly. It's when he's coming forward that you wanna catch him.
Got you.
He's not really doing that today at all,
No.
compared to
Like
yesterday.
the other day when he tried to, when it thundered,
Yeah,
then you
right,
shank him.
right, because he's trying to barge at you.
Yeah,
That was just
it's
a concept
dangerous.
he didn't have. And they don't, they're born into pressure animals, you know, when you have a foal and, you know, the first time you handle it, you grab them, they lean, I mean, they'll sit right on you, because that's just their instinct.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, that is a big problem for a lot of horses, is they don't learn to move away, they'll come into you, and that's a
Gotcha.
safety issue for me, if nothing else.
Yeah, I
You know, it's
definitely
a
agree. It's
1,000-pound
very
animal,
dangerous.
I don't want it coming on top of me.
No.
Good, so that was a good stop, so I'm gonna ask him to relax his neck. Good, exactly. Because the goal here is to get him to separate the neck from the shoulders. In other words, he can move his shoulders without jerking his neck up or doing anything with his neck, really. We'd like the neck to be like that,
Yeah.
relaxed, and then we move the feet. So that's one of the reasons I teach lateral work pretty early, is because you can, you know, if they're receptive, like today, we could say, put your neck down. Yesterday, not so much. So, you know, you build on it, but, you know, the bottom line is, good.
Nice.
It's, you know, that he just didn't understand what anything meant.
Mm-hmm.
So, creating the boundaries, and that's why, like, when he got all tense at first, and you were like, easy, easy, it's like, you know, that's,
You can't
it's,
help it.
no, he didn't understand what to do.
Mhm.
And that today is proof, and, you know, each day he'll get better, because now he's like, okay, I understand, I don't need to be tense.
Mm-hmm.
Keep him going there, because he likes to stop, and then stop. Right, and then back him up by walking in, remember yeah, that's all right, a little more. Good, that's nice. Good, so you're gonna do the same scenario again, except for this time when after he stops, I want you to get the neck to release with a little down pressure, so that we can start to back up without him inverting his neck. Right, so a little bit of down pressure in the head first, down, and now back up. The head, right, and that's the hand, a little quick, and that, good? Yeah, there you go, that's good, stop. So that's a good example of what I mean, he questioned you there.
Mm-hmm.
And you're gonna go through that, you know, because you know, in his mind, he can.
Did I handle him when he tossed his head? Because I kind of like pulled down on his head
Yeah.
when he kind of
Just remember,
trying to walk through me.
once right,
Okay.
and you correct it in the hand. Remember, anytime he's barging through, it's gonna be a correction in the hand.
Okay.
Once it's going backward, then you can touch the chest and try not to move your feet when
Yeah.
he does. Right, that's
Gotcha.
a big one, because we try to get in front of the horse or whatever, and really what we need to do is move the horse around us,
Mhm.
which is partly why I start in the stall.
Gotcha.
Good, put him around you again. Keep him going in this spot, because he likes to stop there. Nice, and stop. Good, a little down pressure. Straighten his neck. Push it away from you a little. Yes, like that. Good job. And give him a pat. Good. There you go. Now that he understands to move the shoulder, I can start to target these reactions in the neck. Plus it'll deal with that twisting he does.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Because really where he's locked up is in here.
Yeah.
He inverts his neck and pulls his neck into his withers, but it's really right here. But he gets stuck.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he twists his head like a lunge.
Gotcha.
This way, the nose goes right. If you watch him when he jerks his neck up, he twists his head at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Good job.
So are you putting pressure on the cavison just to keep his neck down when he backs up?
To lengthen his neck.
Okay.
And offset the reaction that he has by jerking his neck up.
Mm-hmm.
At first we couldn't because he didn't understand it.
No.
So now he understands. So now, good.
So now we can start asking him to keep it lengthened.
The way we, right, without inverting the neck.
Okay.
He's trying
Awesome.
really hard.
Mhm.
You see when the base of the neck is staying good,
But right there, it's,
still pulling.
yeah, I can definitely see that.
There you
Good
go.
boy. It's so awesome to see how much progress he's already making.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
What's this, day 4?
Yeah.
4.5, because I did a
Sunday.
3. No, 4, today's Thursday. I just did a half. Sunday, it was just in here. We did.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice. So now I'll give a little less guidance and see if we can't maintain that a little bit more on his own. Because while the pressure on the neck keeps the base of the neck down, it does trigger the pulling in of the chest.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to get the base of the neck relaxed before you can target that anyway. You see, if I don't put pressure and he keeps the neck like that, then he doesn't close up the pole so much.
Mhm.
Catch 22, and you can't let him put his neck up. Or ask him to not, really. Yes, until he can keep it out of his withers. And we can't work with the pole in there.
Also, teaching this to him, won't it help his top line in the long run?
Oh, yeah.
Because they lose their top line when they go inverted, right?
Exactly. Good. Yeah, because the energy doesn't flow through the top.
Mm-mm.
The back hollows, so the energy just tanks right there. It doesn't ever get past that point.
Yeah.
That's why horses get lots of problems. Because the energy, essentially, you're putting a dam at the wither because the back is hollow. It's not coming up and through. At the very least, we need the back to stay level, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I like to lift it up and round it and collect. But
Yeah, I like that.
at the very least, you know, the horse should at least stay level. Yes, very nice.
Good boy.
Boy.